Hello and welcome to the Martian Enterprise Tournament. We are having a 1v1 match between Lit Shadow and many copies. They're both bracket 1 players with same amount of stars, so we might see a close match between the two. I am Lahi, and casting with me is Trapping Win. We are on IO. What do you think about this map?
This is an IO map for sure, and IO has especially importance. Okay, I butchered that sentence. Carbon is important on IO, and as far as I can tell, all the carbon in this map is in the southeast. So there's 6 kind of connected ones, and then there's one a bit to the west.
Oh.
So I expect to see founds around there.
Well,
Oxygen.
I'm tempted to found something like scavenger or scientific and crushing down this carbon so that I can get a try for a monopoly over there.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that can work. There's no core samples, there's no nukes. And yeah, carbon is really important, especially because this is a chemical colony. But instead we see double scientists. What do you think about these founds?
Alright, current configuration I favor many copies found much more because many copies has access to aluminum, which might come in handy if offer becomes a thing. And also tapping basalt means he can transition those into steel mills or glass kiln, electronics factory, or a nuclear plant, which is very flexible. But Legero just has silicon, and he will be left out on nuclear plant front.
Yeah. Yeah, no oxygen, no basalt. I might have preferred. Although, yeah, I wish you could rotate the scientific HQ 90 degrees, then I could have gotten the basalt too. I would say I like his aluminum claim because it is on ice, so you can claim like double aluminum there and later transition it into water processors if he wants to.
No, this is not
But
nice.
Is that?
This is not.
Oh, it's not. Okay, I take everything I said back.
Actually, both metal mines are not on ice. From both players.
Yeah, I see it. Okay. Well, that's something to consider. So it's not always what has the highest resource deposit. It's also what would I do when this price dies? And having multiple purposes for a tile is really means the tile is really flexible, which is good in this game of Offworld.
Yeah.
So, like always on IO, we see fuel and power as the emerging markets, and even though carbon started double, many copies managed to find enough of it to place 2 ion collectors. And it's going to be making some nice money here. Meanwhile, Lit Shadow found it on silicon, sees the power is high, and sees there's a solar flare. And I would expect him to go double solar panel right now. Oh, he's going for Geo. So Geos are solid for the late game, or for like the late game. But I think what he needs is power money right now, which space adjacent solar panels would do much better job at than this geothermal.
There are fun tiles. There's 2 tiles glass kilns from Lit Shadow. Those are on top of oxygen and silicon, so they will make glass for free except for power price. But the power price is indeed overwhelming, and this glass kiln accounting power price is not making much.
Especially when you donate like 30 glass to many copies to these pirates. But yeah, power is the name of the game right now, and many copies going into double power. What do you call nuclear plants? And I don't know. I wouldn't mind saying double. Just buy the silicon and place 2 solar panels, right? Oh, the solar flare ended. Oh, I like this instead. Oh, is this my game? No, it's not a mind game.
It would have been excellent mind game if whether Lit Shadow takes it back or not. If many copies lands this meeting and keeps it, it means the shadow is locked out of this power market until this new geo finishes, and by the time power would have been declining, and many copies will be in solid advantage, making power money very soon.
And he is in a really solid advantage here. Everything going right for many copies already in the patent lab, and earning tons of money both from fuel and power. Meanwhile, Lich Shadow had his power attempts shut down by the black market. He did go for a second geo tile, but that's not gonna make him any power money right now. Let's find HQ3 at least. Let's see if we can find an HQ3 transition to turn things around. Not sure what I would like to see. Definitely some carbon. What about a carbon next to many copies carbon and just mutiny many copies carbon?
Mutiny good!
Mind games! Mutiny good! He got it! Many copies get award. He's the first to get the mind games. Yay!
No. Lich Shadow gets an award. Lich Shadow is the one who mutinied it.
Wait.
No? Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was in the... Oh, Lich Shadow gets it! Sorry, I thought it was the Geo. You're right. Lich Shadow gets mind games. Great job for Lich Shadow.
And Lich Shadow goes for nanotechnology.
Yeah. Which... I mean, it's a solid one, but it won't do much for him right now because double scientist in 3 steel mills each has really killed his steel price.
Yeah. And there's nothing much Lich Shadow wants to rotate out, if not Geo. Geo does give him like 240 steel if both are recycled. But it's... You don't want to... maybe one, but not both.
I would want to Lich Shadow actually gunned it again. Is this a double mind games? Let's see. Many copies has his cooldown in 2, 1, 0.
I am not sure. Right, well, he might as well wait. Like, if Lich Shadow was running this pattern lab like crazy, getting all the nice patterns he wants, then maybe. But it's not running. There's no urgency there.
Yeah, at this point, only 40 seconds left. Probably want to do it, but we'll see. He still hasn't committed to the black market.
So Lich Shadow gets a nice hold of this nice patent. But that being said, Lich Shadow is not making money. Not making money anywhere.
Yeah.
Steel is not good, and glass is almost dead. And that's all the markets Lich Shadow is in.
Yeah.
Lich Shadow should have secured fuel. In fact, I would even consider rotating out of 2 or 3, probably 2 steel mill and getting into few ion collectors. Or upgrade.
Well, I'm not sure about that just because I know my opponent has a stockpile. Oh wait, he's still up there? What? Yeah, I didn't notice he made steel on the basalt too.
Oh.
I don't like that choice. Well, yeah, at this point, what you really need is ion collectors and water processors on top of oxygen, I believe. Let's see if we can get to that before many copies buys him up. Many copies get to HQ5 with this really cheap steel, and it's about to hack fuel. So even more important for Lich Shadow to get into it really quickly.
Yeah, not making fuel is hurting Lich Shadow a lot. First because the shipping is much more expensive, and the other reason is it gives many copies a free and easy hack that's much more profitable than regular hacks because it's on top of colony consumption.
Yeah.
In fact, many copies I think will be able to go for majority buyout at this point after this hack comes in.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Lich Shadow, there's no way he gets enough money to defend, right? It would have to all be fuel money, because glass costs 26 and steel 27. And I don't think you make 50k in fuel money.
Yeah.
We'll see, you might. So many copies I think should maybe sell out. He should be watching this shipment. Okay, there he goes. I like this. So now Licharo has literally no income,
Yeah.
so he cannot defend himself. Just go for the buy right now.
It's time to get in. So when you identify a buyer timing, basically what you can do is you can hover over your opponent's icons and you can see it cash and resources.
Oh, Licharo even took an upgrade.
Mm.
Well, I guess in a way he needed to because he wasn't making any money, but
Yeah.
will he make any money now? He does have synthetic meat. Once he does pop out some farms, they will earn him money quickly, but he only has 40 seconds to live.
Many copies will take it.
Yeah. So big for Licharo, like the freeze glass was cute, but it didn't work just because there was no real demand for glass and the price started low.
Yeah, it was
So I
not
much
the right
prefer-
market.
Yeah, you should have hit the power market and the fuel market. And you should pretty much always do that on IO.
Yeah.
And many copies takes the game.
Congratulations.
Well played.